Hi, it's Bené Dior, founder of Universal Coaching Systems and Life Coach Office. It's my mission to help coaches kickstart their coaching businesses with ease, grace, and universal flow. And this video plugs straight into that. What I'd like to share with you today is 4 simple tools that you can use to keep your coaching business moving forward no matter what. So no matter what you've got on in your life outside of your coaching business. So let's get straight into the tools. I'm going to try to keep this as compact as possible. And let me first touch on why I've decided to focus on this topic in particular. Over the last year, I've noticed a lot of my students and clients are really struggling with keeping their coaching business moving forward. Now, they're very talented. They have a really clear idea of what they want to do, and I'm very passionate about coaching and making a difference and sort of transitioning into that kind of a business and a lifestyle business on top of that. But life gets in the way. Other jobs get in the way. Families get in the way. People get sick. You go on holidays. You move house. And it can be really tricky to keep that drive, keep that momentum in your coaching business. So that's why I wanted to share some tools that I use with you, that I use with myself, and I want to share those with you. And they're tools that I've been using over the last 9 or so years to keep myself just putting one foot in front of the other and keeping my coaching business owner. Because really, when it comes down to this kind of a business, this is a I like to say it's a lifestyle. It's not a destination. Your coaching business, it really is all about being consistent and just consistently moving forward. Now, something that's really important to keep in mind is stop comparing yourself to other people. They might be moving slower, faster than you. Really, it doesn't matter. What matters most is what pace is going to give you the most joy and satisfaction and a good life now. Because really, we could all die tomorrow. So if you have not lived a beautiful, perfect, wonderful day today to the best of your ability, given everything that's going on, then you have done yourself a disservice. So I think it's really important that you choose your pace and you be satisfied with that choice and stop comparing yourself to other people, because everybody's on their own journey. You're on your journey, and we're here to enjoy it while we're here. So let's see how you can do that. Okay, so let's get straight into the steps. Hopefully that sets some context. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments. Okay, so the first step is grand dream goal. I like to set a grand dream goal, and that's just a term that I use from one of my mentors, Keurig Ashley. He talks about grand dream goals. You might refer to this as a business mission or a vision or a highest purpose. I don't really care what you call it. The thing is you've got to have this overarching concept that inspires you to get out of bed and keep working on that sucker, because it's really important to you. So that's the first step, is to have that really clear grand dream goal. Now, some things that I like to put in mind, especially when it's a business one, I like to include what type of business? Is it thriving? Is it wealthy? Is it making, $2 million? You can play with some words around that. So what kind of output is in your business? So some words around that. I like to also include what it gives back. So what's it doing? How's it changing the world? How's it contributing? So a statement around that's really handy. And then I also like to include a lifestyle, my lifestyle kind of statement in there. So what kind of lifestyle do I want? And I want to write that in my goal too, because I'm getting into a lot of detail. I'm trying to keep this short, but I'm just going to give this to you anyway. One of the key things you do is you read this grand dream goal regularly. Really try to read it at least every work day before you start. It helps you recenter yourself and choose projects and things that are things to do during that day that are really going to hone in on helping you achieve that grand dream goal. So I can go off forever about grand dream goals, but hopefully that's given you a little bit of a taster, and you can start to write one. Now, mine is just 2 sentences. It's very short. Some people, write a whole page. It's up to you. If you're really wordy and you love all that stuff, go for it. If you want to keep it short and sweet, go for it. If you want something in between, go for it. There's no wrong or right. It's whatever works for you. But the real goal of your grand dream goal for your business is that you connect with it on an emotional level, and it inspires you. So when you wake up, you think man, I'm waking up and I'm doing that today. Wow, I have a great life. And I do that every morning, and it feels good. It feels awesome. Okay, so that's the first step, is grand dream goal. Now the next step is, once you've got your grand dream goal at the top, then identify a couple of projects that you can do, and I imagine there's little bubbles under there, I'll show you a diagram in just a minute, that actually will bring your business to that grand dream goal. In my situation, I think of my projects as coaching products. So I have my academy, and that's one of my projects. I have my roundtable, that's another one of my projects, and I've got Life Coach Office, and that's another project. You can see they're all like their own little buckets, and they have lots of sub-steps and tasks and fiddly details under them, and people contributing, and it's not just me, but I can isolate them in my mind. Okay, I'm working on this project, I'm working on this project, I'm working on this project. What else do I want to tell you about that? I love creating things, right? I want to bring all these cool tools and services out to the coaching market and to help coaches, because I see this need for, I want to do this, I want to do this. And I have to really rein myself back so that I don't get overwhelmed, because part of my grand dream goal for my business, is to have an awesome, thriving business and also have this really cool lifestyle where I don't work very much. So, and it's a really fine balance, and I'm perfecting it, and it's been a long journey, and I still have a long way to go, but I'm getting there, and that's really cool. But one of the things I've noticed is to really hone back and focus and do a couple of projects really well, as opposed to piling on too much. Another thing I want to talk about in those buckets, I may have mentioned it already, but I just can't remember, is like for my Coach Academy project that's under my grand dream goal, because I know that that's going to contribute to raising the vibrational state of humanity by training up all these coaches. So like obvious links. So every time I work on that, it's like feeding my grand dream goal, and I can see that I'm making progress. Awesome. But what's in there, that includes client management, it includes marketing, it includes discovery calls, it includes liaising with the co-collaborators, it includes, all the admin stuff around it. So everything is just in that bucket. Okay, so I want to show you a quick picture. I like drawing silly pictures because I think visuals really help. So here you go, my technical diagram here. Here's our grand dream goal, and here, my, how can I do this? My 3 projects, don't. And so do that, see how many projects you have, and make sure that you can, conceptualize the link between doing those projects and bringing them into this world, being that link to how you're actually going to achieve that grand dream goal. Okay, I've probably talked way too long about projects, so let's move on. The next thing I want to talk about is, once you've got those projects, I'd like to encourage you to write a 1-year plan. Now, that might sound really scary and horrible, and I'm going to show you something that's like really terrible looking, but this is my 1-year plan. So I just want you to know that it doesn't have to be perfect. It's a working document, and it changes because as we keep moving forward, businesses are dynamic and they're always changing, and you're always growing, and you're getting new ideas, and you're thinking about new ways to adapt and do things better. So you need to be sort of flexible. So I used to be a business analyst, and we'd write down everything to the finest detail, but we're in an agile kind of world, we got to be flexible, we got to adapt, and we need to be quick and be able to respond. So I like kind of keeping it a bit more flowy. Anyway, so here you go. So, okay, the key thing before I show you this beautiful plan, which is just a mess, is what you do to create your plan is I just put all of the 4 quarters, so there's 4 quarters in each year, and then the key milestones from each of my projects in my plan. So then I know that the things I'm going to do in each month actually link back to my projects, which link back to my grand dream goal. Can you see how this is getting down? It's like starting with the abstract, and then we're getting more and more detailed, so that in a day-to-day basis you can be like, oh wow, I did this one thing, but that contributed to that project, and that contributed to my grand dream goal. So I'm living in alignment with my highest self, which is awesome, and it feels great to do that. Okay, so here is my 1-year plan. It actually has been updated because you can see all the scratches. So there it is. There's my months, my whole year, and then some key project milestones. And yeah, it changed a lot. You can see there's lots of scratches. And then I started to redo it, and then I was like, okay, I'll just go type it up again. So anyway, that's how simple it can be if you let it. So I just want to invite you to explore that for you and see what can work. Okay, so once you've got your 1-year plan, so that was step 3, or tool 3, then you've got your daily and your weekly activity. And I think this is where people really fall down, because when you are building a coaching business and managing a family, or maybe working another job, and all of the stuff in life and the events that come up, and there's always something, I can tell you from working with coaches, like there's always something, right? We're human. So it's really easy to just get this to-do list and be like, oh, they're all really important and I got to do them all. And you know what? That's just not true. Like I went, I'm a recovering workaholic. I should probably even change that language. I have to think about that. Anyway, I was on holiday for 5 weeks. It's the first time in 10 years that I've taken a break like that. I think I worked 24 hours over a whole 5-week period. It was amazing. And everything, it was so good for me spiritually and everything. Just really good. I'm not like I meditated the whole time. I didn't at all. But it was just cleansing, right? So where was I going with this silly thought? Taking the 5-week break. Oh, right. And then, because I have my projects in place and they're all ticking over, and actually, made space for me to take this time off of my business, but I keep busy every day, and I can, overwork and be like, oh, I've got to get this done, But over that 5-week period, my income didn't change. And I was like, okay, I need to, even, I thought I was pretty good, but I can even tone it, take it back even more and look at what are those real critical things. Like every single email in your inbox does not need to be answered today. You don't need to respond to every Facebook, whatever. You don't have to post on social media every day. You need to just think about those key things that are actually going to help you get to that grand dream goal. And then, you're on to a winner. It's more about doing less of the right things than doing more of just noise. Oh my gosh, and I love my Facebook groups, and I just can get sucked into those, and I just spend so much time in there, and I have to really cut back and say, what is the important thing that I need to do today for my 3 projects? Okay, so on that, your daily and your weekly activity. I'm really old school because I don't want to be tied to my laptop and my phone too much. I sit at my desk enough as it is. So I have a beautiful little diary like this, and it used to be a month in one view, but then I got a little bit busier, so I needed a week in a view. But even then, it's not madness. I feel like if I have more appointments than I can handle that can fit in this, then I am way too busy, especially, because my lifestyle goal is to work, so many hours a week so I can be flexible to go to yoga and get my hair done and all that fun stuff as well. So, my daily and weekly tasks, I can look at my week and I can actually point to you which of my grand dream goals each activity goes to. And I've got a mix of personal and business stuff in there. Now, how cool is that? Every day is congruent with where I want to be. And that is what we're all aiming for, because that is going to help you stay on track and committed to your coaching business and to help it grow. Okay, so there's a little bit of a teaser of the 4 steps. I'll just recap steps or tools, whatever you want to call them. First is to have your grand dream goals. Once you've got that, identify a handful of projects that's reasonable for you to manage given the lifestyle that you want to be leading right now and how much time you actually have. And we're in phases. You can change that down the track. And then, so once you've identified those projects, then pick out the key milestones from those projects that you'd like to see happen over the year and just map them out on that 1-year plan so you can see it. Really simple, and you can scratch stuff off and you can move it. It's really good to be flexible. And then last but not least, your daily tasks and activities regularly link back to those key projects, which of course takes you back to your grand dream goals. Okay, there's a bit of a summary. If you have any questions or you want to dig more into any of that, just leave a comment in the box and I'll be happy to respond to that. Super excited to hear what you think about this video. It's the first time I've done one like this, so yeah, any feedback would be just totally awesome. Even if you want to slam it, that's fine too. It'd be lovely to hear from you. Okay, before I go, I am opening up a new online coach roundtable, because there is all this stuff that happens in our life and all these things that we're managing, and I love mastermind groups and getting groups of coaches together to actually brainstorm, come up with ideas, and hold each other compassionately accountable. So if you're interested in something like that, you think that would be a really great thing for you to get into to help you stay consistent with your coaching business, please check out universalcoachingsystems.com/roundtable and you can book an interview with me. There's a group starting really soon, but this is something that I'm, it's an ongoing thing. So feel free to book an interview anytime, because I know this video is going to be live for a while, or it's going to be online for a while. Okay, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed it. Happy coaching.